Hello guys, Life Hackster here. Today we are going to check out the new 4K dashcam from Viofo, the A129 Pro Duo, a 2-channel dashcam with a 4K Ultra HD front camera and a 1080p Full HD rear-facing camera. Thank you Viofo for sending me this dashcam to be reviewed. I have reviewed the original A129 Duo a while back and also checked out the infrared version of this dashcam, and I will link them down below so that you can check them out later on. I've been using the Viofo brand for a while now and they're pretty reliable and I haven't had any issues. One thing I learned when I started installing dashcams, especially here in South Texas, you do need a high endurance micro SD cards to run your dashcams. Regular SD cards will not record and even fail when it gets too hot. And also dashcams record continuously, and especially on this 4K version, and on top of that, another 1080p channel. So your SD card fills up and loops record pretty quick. With all that recording and recording on top of old recordings, you need a micro SD card that can handle that. I will link down below brands that I've tested and have been using. So we will be checking out the features, open the box, check out the settings, and we'll be testing this dashcam mostly on its video quality and see if 4K is the way to go as to dash cameras. I think a lot of you will be asking and wanting to know if this dashcam will be able to read license plates, especially on moving cars. So this is a 4K Ultra HD in the front and Full HD 1080p in the rear. Both channels will be recording at 30 frames per second. Both channels uses a Sony Exmor sensor, 8 megapixel in the front and 2 megapixel in the rear. It has super night vision, G sensor and motion detection supported. You can use up to 256GB micro SD card. Remember, get a high endurance card. It has Wi-Fi support, dual band 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and using the Viofo app. Just to clarify about Wi-Fi on these dashcams, these cameras will generate their own Wi-Fi so that your phone can connect to it and stream live view, or mostly for you to download the footage. It doesn't connect to the internet, and it doesn't mean that you can stream and download footage if you're connected to your home or work Wi-Fi. I personally don't use this feature because even if it has 2.4 or the faster 5 GHz option, it is still too slow to download the footage, and the easiest way to search and pull out the footage from the camera is to remove the microSD card and plug it in your computer. This dashcam also has a buffered parking mode and has an optional Bluetooth remote and a GPS logger. Let's check out some more specific specs on Viofo's website. So the front camera has a 130-degree field of view with a 1.8 aperture and has a 7-lens glass, which will give you exceptional detail day and night. It has a buffered parking mode, which when turned on, it will record 15 seconds of video before the triggered event, and also 30 seconds after that. There are 3 types of parking modes you can set the dashcam to. The auto event detection, which the camera will start to record when motion is detected or if there's an impact while the car is parked. And there is the time-lapse mode, which the camera will record at a low FPS and compressed into a long file. Then there is the low bitrate recording. Remember, to properly use the parking mode, you need to hardwire the camera, which Viofo sells an accessory hardwire kit. With a hardwire kit, the dashcam will switch to parking mode automatically when the car's engine turns off and switch to normal recording when it is turned on. It also has a battery discharge prevention feature, which turns off the dashcam when the voltage on your battery falls to a certain value, protecting the battery from discharge. Personally, I haven't tried and tested the parking mode features yet, but I might eventually in the future. For now, my dashcam is only on whenever the engine is on and off when it is off. Time to open up the box. First, we have the rear-facing camera. This is a Full HD and records at 1080p at 30 frames per second and uses a Sony Exmor R sensor. And you can adjust the lens up or down so that you can set it depending on the angle of your rear window. It has the mounting tape to secure it in your back window and a mini USB port to connect it to the front camera unit. Next, we have the front-facing main camera. This is the Ultra HD 4K, which records at 30 frames per second. It has a double-sided mounting tape to stick it to your windshield. It has a 7-element glass, 8-megapixel Sony Exmor sensor lens. You can also adjust the angle of the lens up or down. We have the 2-inch LCD screen. We have the on and off and menu buttons, video protect and playback button, the mic on or off and view selector buttons. On the right side, we have the rear mini USB-A port to attach the rear-facing camera, AV out port and the power USB port, and also have some vent holes. On the left side, we have the reset button, the micro SD card slot and the mic, and some vent holes. And this unit came with a GPS logger base, which you can slide in the main camera, and this is where you can connect the power supply if you want to use and power the GPS logger. With the base attached to your windshield, you can easily slide the camera in and out, which in my case, I'll be replacing my 1080p unit, and this will be an easy swap. So what else is inside the box? We have the 100% satisfaction card, we have the user manual, we have the USB data cable, we have the 4-meter car charger USB cable, and it comes with a 2-port car charger adapter. Then we have the 6-meter or around 19.5 feet of rear camera cable to connect the rear camera to the main front unit. Please note that Viofo also sells an 8-meter length cable. We have a trim removal tool, we have a stick-on cable clips, and we have extra mounting tapes for both the front and rear cameras. Lastly, we have a card reader USB adapter. Let's check out the menu and settings of the Viofo Pro Duo dashcam. When you plugged in the camera, it will automatically start to record, and to get to the menu, you will need to stop the recording first, then click the menu button. First, we have the resolution, and you can change it from 4K, 3840 by 2160 to 1440, 60 or 30 FPS, or 1080, 120, 60 or 30 FPS. We have bitrate where you can choose from low to maximum. I will set mine to the max. Live view source, choose from the front or rear or combination. Then loop recording from 1 minute to 10 minutes. WDR or wide dynamic range on or off. Exposure if you want to adjust it. Parking mode, we have auto event detection, time-lapse or low bitrate recording. Parking G sensor sensitivity, low, medium to high. Time-lapse, motion detection, GPS, speed unit, G-sensor, Wi-Fi, date stamp, and basically a lot of other settings that you can change and customize to your needs. Time to install this to my truck. Currently, I do have the A129 infrared 2-channel dashcam, which I reviewed several months ago, and I will link it down below together with the original A129 review that I did about a year ago. If you want to see how I routed the cables, check out those videos later on. I already have and will use the existing GPS logger and mount, so it is easy to swap this out. Also, both cameras look exactly the same. First, I need to unplug the cable going to the second camera, which is this infrared camera beside it, and just slide out the old one, and just slide the new one in. Now I need to route the rear camera cable, which I will tuck in my headliner, and route it to the front passenger's A-pillar. I'm doing this to avoid the window airbag. On the bottom, it has to go across the A-pillar and down to the door side, which I will just need to tuck into the door's weather stripping, and down and also tucked into the truck's floor panel and going to the back. Because of the truck that I have, and I just realized that I have a power sliding rear glass window, I have to install the camera on the rightmost edge of the rear window to clear the glass when it is open. The rear camera has a 140 degrees field of view and should still be able to monitor the whole back side of my truck. I just need to peel off the mounting tape and press it firmly to the glass, and we got the rear camera installed. The main thing that you need to consider when routing your cables are the airbags. Be sure not to block the front side of the airbags because it will cause more damage when the cables fly around when the airbags gets activated, so keep that in mind. Time to check out the video quality of this dashcam. So this is the video and audio quality of the Viofo A129 Pro Duo, which has a 4K Ultra HD front-facing camera and a Full HD rear-facing 1080p camera. So this is the video quality at night, and this is with street lights, car lights, and also building lights. And see what the video quality is like, and also if we can read license plates. So this is the video quality at night, and this is with street lights, car lights, and also building lights. And see what the video quality is like. So this is the video quality at night, and this is with little to no ambient lighting. And this is the video quality of the front facing camera. And this is the video quality from the rear facing camera. Well, what do you think, guys? I can tell you that 4K is the way to go with dashcams, especially if you want to have the best chance of getting license plates. I was checking and comparing the footage of the rear camera, which is recording in 1080p, and it is night and day compared to the 4K front. And you will see the biggest difference when you're watching the footage in a 4K monitor. You'll be able to read license plates of oncoming vehicles and easy to read street or business signs when you pause and take a screenshot of the footage. By the way, I will link down below full resolution 4K snapshot sample that I was able to get from the footage. At night, you will also have the issue of reflection glare from your headlights, lens flare on anything that is lit up, and also motion blur due to low light. And most of the time, you will not be able to read license plates, street, or business signs. But aside from that, you can easily identify vehicles. And overall, the video quality at night is pretty decent. With the rear camera, just because I have a truck bed, I have a hard time seeing license plates on cars directly behind me. But that is actually a good thing that I installed the camera mostly on one side of the rear window, because I can see clearly the plates on the right lane on the passenger side. My 32GB high endurance card is not enough with 4K recording plus the 1080p from the rear camera. I was able to fill it up and the camera started to record over old footage after 40 minutes of recording. So I have purchased and will test out the SanDisk 128GB card. Remember, the camera can support up to 256GB card. Any questions? Comment down below. And thanks for watching, and I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And click the little bell icon if you want to get notified when I upload review videos like this video, comparison videos, product updates, and long-term reviews. Thank you.